could it be? Me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to Wildcard Weekend here on the Louie T Network. Your continued coverage of the 2020 NFL playoffs. Second game of the day as we drift over to the NFC West family business. You know how the family do it. If these two teams say they ain't did it, then they ain't did it. Well, if they did, well, that's NFC West family business. And the Rams are 2 minutes away from on the road handling a little bit of family business. 30-20 right now is the score. They just picked up a first down to pretty much ice this thing. Seahawks only have one remaining timeout, down 10. This is a big win for the Rams. I'd be lying to you if I told you that I was shocked. I am shocked by how many points were scored in this game. I thought this would be a low-scoring affair. And did anybody think we would get to 30-20 when this thing was 6-3? You know, midway through the second quarter, or what was it, 10-6, or whatever the hell it was. It was a low-scoring affair, which is what we thought it was going to be. And then they erupted for 3 touchdowns in the span of like 4 minutes. And this was a very complimentary win by the Rams. And what I mean by that is complimentary football. They got contributions on offense. A big day from rookie running back Cam Akers. And I talked about the perfect fit for that zone run blocking scheme that they employ in Los Angeles. One cut and go back. I said, you know, I kill the Rams for trading away as many of the assets as they have, especially in the first round. They haven't had a first round pick since, it feels like forever, like 2017 or something like that, 2018 or 2016. Haven't had a first round pick in forever, it feels like. However, what they've done in the second and the third round, getting these really good football players, and I've been really impressed with what they've done with the assets and resources that they have had. Akers was one of those gets. You see John Johnson playing the way that he's playing. Darius Williams is a guy that they were able to wrestle off of. I want to say, you know, someone else's practice squad, like the Philadelphia Eagles or somebody like that. Like, this guy's balling for them. He's tormented Russell Wilson this year. 2 interceptions the first time these two teams locked horns. Another interception, and that might have been the biggest play of the game, that pick 6, because up until that point, nobody was scoring anything, really. It was like 6-3 at that moment. He makes that big play, and that was massive, because at that point, the Rams really got the confidence that, hey, we can win this game. Like, we're good enough to do this on the road, even with Jared Goff. Obviously, the big story in the first half was John Wolford getting injured. And I thought that was a penalty. I'm glad I'm not mad at them picking up the flag. I would rather them let those types of plays go. If he's a runner, you know, it is what it is, than to throw the flag. But we see that thrown in so many instances. They didn't throw it there, though. They picked it up, actually. They did throw it. They picked it up. But Jared Goff, give him some credit. Nope, the numbers aren't going to look gaudy. And if you didn't watch the game, you're going to say Jared Goff stinks. But this was a gutsy performance by a guy that takes a lot of heat. A lot of people, and you know what? I think it's time. It's the return of the Goffense in Los Angeles. That's right, Jared Goff led this team in this game. It wasn't pretty, but what it was gritty, and most importantly, a dub. Jared Goff, only 9 completions on the afternoon, okay? So he wasn't lighting it up. But with a broken thumb that you just had surgery on like 10 days ago, for you to come out and do what he just did in this game 14 days ago, whatever it was, for him to come out and do what he did in this football game is a testament to his toughness. And it's also a testament to his ability to block out pain. Don't think for 1 second that doesn't hurt. His thumb isn't in pain, because he's in pain. And he's playing through that pain, and he's helping his team win a football game on the road and advance in the postseason, where more likely than not, they'll be taking on the Green Bay Packers. So we'll see what happens, because we still got a 7 seed out there that could find their way into the divisional round, and they would be then going to Green Bay. But as of right now, this Rams team, your 6th seed, is heading to Green Bay unless the 7th seeded Chicago Bears upset the 2nd seeded New Orleans Saints. So big win for the Rams. Aaron Donald, that's a big injury. Cooper Kupp just limped off the field right before the 2-minute warning on that last run by Malcolm Brown. And so that's something else to keep an eye on, because Kupp was huge. That was a big catch. That was the first big play offensively for the Rams in this game. really going and getting a football that the safety Jamal Adams was right in position to go and get, and taking it away from him. So they need Cooper Kupp. Robert Woods came up huge in the fourth quarter. Cam Akers was phenomenal in this game. And as I mentioned, Jared Goff did just enough for the city. And like I said, complimentary football. The offense did what they needed to do. They ran it when Goff couldn't complete passes, and when they were struggling, they ran the football. And when they dumped it down and they got opportunities with a missed tackle or what may have you, Akers with a big catch and run, Goff helping out his quarterback, making him right with a big catch down the field. The offense did what they needed to do. Special teams chipped in. Matt Gay, 3 of 3 on the afternoon, kicking field goals, and also a big forced fumble by one of their linebackers to get that football out late in a 10-point game, 23-13, to really put this thing on ice. And the offense going out and then capitalizing off of that turnover. And obviously the defense was the star of the show for this Rams football team. At one point, the Seattle Seahawks were 0 of 8 on third downs. It's the second game in a row we've watched where we've seen an offense that's fully capable not be able to convert a first down in the first half, or a third down in the first half. The Bills were 0 of 4 in the first half of their game against Indianapolis. The Seahawks were 0 of 5 at halftime. They ended up 0 of 8 before they converted their first third down of the game. Let's go look at their third down numbers. It's not pretty. I'd venture to say they're probably something like 2 of 14 or something like that at this very moment. 2 of, third down efficiency, 2 of 13. And it's not like the Rams were much better. They were 3 of 15. So this game, if you were looking for a high-octane offense, this was not the game for you. But I knew what we were signing up for, and I was looking forward to it. And, again, more points than I thought we were going to get. 50 total between the two teams. But at the end of the day, this Rams football team got it done, and they're going to advance to the divisional round. Got some injuries that they need to check in on. Obviously, Aaron Donald is the big one there with the rib. He came back. He's been on the sideline, but he has not re-entered the game. So he'll be reevaluated, obviously, and they'll see what his status is for next week. Cooper Kupp, another big name there with an injury late. Hopefully he just bumped knees with somebody, and that's why he came off the field, and it's nothing more than that. And then John Wolford, again, started this game. More likely than not, it's Jared Goff's show from here on out, even if Wolford is healthy moving forward. But that's a scary situation when a guy has to be taken off on a stretcher in the locker room. He walks to the locker room and then is placed on a stretcher and taken by ambulance to a nearby hospital. That's always scary. Anytime you're talking about a neck, though, you want to be very precautious, and that's what they were doing, taking every precautionary measure necessary to make sure that he's okay. But big win for the Rams. Their second win over the Seahawks in 3 tries this season. They've had this Seahawks team's number, and they've always had Russell Wilson's number. We've talked about that many times on the show, so this is something that is not a surprise to any of you out there. As far as the Seahawks are concerned, big questions for this football team, and I think it starts with their inability to move the football offensively. We talk about the offensive line all the time in Seattle, and they were so excited because this was the first time in a long time they had all starting members of their offensive line healthy and active and ready to go since early on in the season, but it didn't seem to make that big of a difference. They were getting harassed. Russell Wilson was getting harassed all game long. It started with the interior pressure of Aaron Donald. Obviously, he's impossible to block one-on-one. Doesn't matter who you have in there. But I thought that Gumby was outstanding, Leonard Floyd, in this football game. He was destroying your right tackle the entire game. And then I thought everybody else just kind of followed. Brocker started to make plays. Fox made plays. And it just kept going down the line, guys just impacting this football game. Your inability to establish the run and really have that be impactful. And I thought that was going to be key. Like, you're not going to just drop back Russell Wilson against this Rams pass rush, especially them being what they are and have been against you, going all the way back to Russ's rookie season when this Rams organization was still in St. Louis. You haven't had an answer for this Rams defense. It doesn't matter who's coaching it. They've always been able to get after Russell Wilson. And so you had to run the football in this game, and your inability to be able to establish a consistent run game, I thought was huge. I mean, how many times did you fail on 3rd and 1 in this game, 3rd and short, where you thought, okay, we're going to pick this up, and you were unable to do it? It's amazing how poorly your offensive line fared in this football game. And DK Metcalf had a blow up on the sideline. He was disgruntled early with the lack of production. Remember, at one point early in the season when these teams met the first time, he was absolutely shut down by Jalen Ramsey. So the frustration was starting to mount and build. And remember, the last time these two teams played, as I mentioned on the show on Friday, this game was like 6-6, 9-6, I believe it was, when Goff threw that interception in the third quarter. Like, there was no offense to speak of for really either one of these teams. So I mean, he really was frustrated. He made the big play for the touchdown, but and he had some nice catches in this game, but they really limited him and Tyler Lockett in this football game. And a lot of that, credit goes to the Rams front again for getting pressure on Russell Wilson, because there was another time when DK Metcalf was open down the field and Aaron Donald, on the play he got injured on, put pressure on Russell Wilson, didn't allow him to comfortably set and throw that thing, and because he had to throw it and he was rushed, he overthrew a wide open DK Metcalf for another big play. Potentially, it would have been a touchdown. Not potentially, it would have been a touchdown had he connected. So again, got to give a lot of credit to this Rams front, but also Seattle's inability to run the football made it so much easier for this Rams defense to tee off on Russell Wilson. And you got to, again, give credit to this Rams defensive front for doing what it is they did in this football game. That being said, if you're Seattle, you're disappointed. This was to me, in a wide open NFC, this was a great opportunity. If you could just somehow, I felt like this was one of those matchups you just didn't want any parts of. You would have preferred to have played anybody else not named Los Angeles Rams in the first round of this playoffs. Honestly speaking, we know styles make fights in the postseason, and this is the one team that you just struggle with. Of all the teams in the league, you struggle with the Rams more than any other. I think you would have loved to have seen anybody else, Green Bay, New Orleans, Chicago, anybody else but these Rams. But unfortunately, that's what happens. You play the Rams and they take you out. And it's unfortunate because the defense actually wasn't that bad. The score really doesn't indicate how well this defense played in this game. And they've been coming on of late. And I thought they did their part. They carried their weight for the most part. You see the 30 points and you just assume the Seahawks defensively didn't get it done. But that's a big fumble late in the game by DJ Reed, and he had a big return in the game on a punt earlier, but he had a huge fumble late in the game on a punt, or actually on a kickoff return. He had a huge return to start the second half, but he had a fumble late that really sealed your fate. And like I said, just big plays, doomed them. The big catch and run by Akers down the sideline set up a score. Obviously, the big catch by Cooper Kupp down the field. You got guys right there. You got Jamal Adams right there, and it's just a great play by Cooper Kupp. But outside of those two big plays, this Seahawks defense did their part. The offense, which has been struggling of late, didn't do their part. And that's, to me, why you lose this football game. And so the Rams are heading to the divisional round. It's a final now, 30-20. Rams get it done over the Seattle Seahawks. And so the Seahawks are going home, and the Rams are moving on. And they've got questions with health concerns with the quarterback, Jared Goff. Yes, he played, but obviously want to see how he's doing. John Wolford left this game in the first quarter with an injury to his neck. What's his status? And is there even a decision there to be made? I think this is probably Jared Goff's show moving forward. And then, obviously, Aaron Donald's injury. Never, ever trust a man with two first names. And, of course, Cooper Kupp late in the game leaving with the knee injury. So they'll have some things to clean up there, but they'll do it with a smile and gladly as they move on to the divisional round, where more likely than not, they'll be taking on the Green Bay Packers. We'll see what happens in that Saints-Rams game tomorrow, or excuse me, Saints-Bears game tomorrow, which will dictate what happens with this Rams team and where they will be playing their next game. So with that said, big win for the Rams. Sean McVay now improves to 37-0 when leading at halftime. He does not lose when his team is up at the half. He did it again, and this team, I told you, this defense is dangerous. Speaking of defenses, it's now 8:15, so Washington and Tampa are about to kick it off. The underdogs, 1-1 today. Outstanding defenses, 1-1 today. So Washington is going to break the tie tonight with Tampa Bay. If they can find a way to get it done, put another one in the left-hand column for the underdog and for outstanding defenses. If they can't, underdogs will be 1-2 today, and 1 and 2 will be outstanding defenses in Wildcard weekend on Saturday, the first day of the postseason. So with that said, my man Q-Bone will take us out. Thank you for the super chat, Q-Bone. Greatly appreciate you, my man Q-Bone, who didn't think his Rams were going to be here. They're moving on. He writes, injuries suck, but I need to say, sweet, sweet, sweet victory. Indeed, it is. With that said, I'm going to glide to the side, allow you to enjoy the nightcap of Buccaneers and Washington. Enjoy the game. We'll be here afterwards to break it all down. Until then, I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. If you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the Louie T Network. Turn on your notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And also, make sure you like this video. Till next time, I'm your man, Louie T. Have a good one. See you later on tonight.